Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 78 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and where I get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It is Saturday, September the 4th, 2021, and we've got a gorgeous late summer day here today. It's been just beautiful out. There's a few white puffy clouds in the sky. Temperatures are nice. I think it got up to the low 80s today. Beautiful, beautiful time of the year. So I've had a fairly productive week knitting. And today I'm going to talk about a finished object, some work I had done on a languishing whip that I have, and I also want to talk about a project or two that I'm itching to cast on. Just itching to cast on. I need to work on my whips first. I really should work on my whips first. Anyway, the finished object. They're done. These are the Beaded Eyelet cuff socks, and it is a pattern by Debbie Haymark. These were the socks that were, I think, round or lap 3 on the Super Sock World Championship knitting event. Everyone else has finished lap 6. It took me a month to finish lap 3. It is what it is. I'm not gonna fret about it. So last week, one sock was done, and the other sock I had done this part up to this marker. So since then, I finished the rest of the leg all the way down the heel and the foot. So it's completely done. I was using 2.25 millimeter needles and some yarn that I dyed myself. I don't have the rest of the skein here, but you can see how the color variation. This guy is an awful lot paler than this one is. There's quite a bit of difference as I'm moving my way through that skein of yarn. A lot less color at this end, a lot more color getting towards this end. I suspect it'll continue to get a little bit darker as I continue going through the skein. Oh well, it'll get used in some scrap project. There are beads in here. You can just, I don't even know if you can really, yeah, if I move it around you can kind of see. There's 6 beads per side, so 12 beads on each sock. So it wasn't a lot of beading, but it was a cute little bit of beading on there. And I'm sort of color coordinated. I'm as color coordinated as an academic probably ever gets. They're both pink. That's about it. So they're done. And I like them. I think they're really, really pretty socks. It was a really fun knit too. I really enjoyed working on these, even though it took me a long time. Like I say, it took me about a month, either a month and a day to finish these off. I started them in early August, and I'm finally finished them the beginning of September. I just finished weaving in I finished the toe, did the Kitchener, and wove in the 2 ends on the second one just last night while I was watching a movie with the hubby. But they're done. So another pair of socks into my collection, as if I need more socks. I have so many socks, and I'm sitting here in bare feet. The socks will get worn come winter time, but not now. It's too warm for them now. I think when it comes to socks, I'm far more of a process knitter. I love the process of knitting socks. Whether I wear a lot of them when I'm done or not, doesn't matter. I'm not as interested in the final product. I love knitting socks. So now that those are done, I'm down to 3 whips. First one are my little miniature Advent mittens. I'm so far behind on those. At this rate, I will not have the set ready for Advent this year. Next year, perhaps. I might get halfway through them, or I think I am halfway through. I think I finished mitten 12, or is it 11? But I don't think I'll finish them on time. I have to double check with my friends and see if they've actually kept up or not. I suspect we've all fallen by the wayside. It's been a challenging project to keep up with it for a whole year. Yeah, but such is life. My other two whips are my Damiaka Lopa, the cardigan, my flea cardigan, and Madeline. They are I think the round 6 socks in Sock Madness. And I'm going to get back to work on those. I have picked up Damiaka Lopa. I have yet to finish, oh, I'm all tangled up. I've yet to finish the sleeves. I've got some progress on one sleeve done, fair bit done on the first sleeve. Where the red marker is how much I had done since the last time I showed you. So I added less than an inch today. I'm not breaking any land speed records here. But I still have quite a few rounds left to go. The sleeve only is, we're not there yet. I'll have to try this on and see how. I love the colors on this. I can't wait till this is done. And now that it's getting a little cooler out, I'm getting a little bit more interested in working on these again. So the sleeves I've still got several more inches to go on them. And then I'll pick up and get going on the other one. And once that part is done, then I get to try steeking for the very first time. I have a little steek panel down the front here, but that'll be fun to try. I'm excited to try that. I'm nervous to try it. I shouldn't be nervous. It's just yarn. Speaking of yarn, I'm using Holst Super Soft yarn for my Damiaka Lopa. And I forget what colors they are. I have them written down someplace, but I'm down to just using the last these two colors now. I think there's a little extra thing on the sleeve before you do the cuff, but I am going to have to try this on because now that I'm looking at the sleeve, it's starting to look like it might be not too far off the mark and too far from getting finished. Get my hair out of the way. My other work in progress are my Madeline socks. These are so pretty. I don't have the designer's name written down here. I'll put it down here. But I have the little marker for where the afterthought heel is going to go in. So I still have the entire foot to do on this one. And with the color work, these are not going to fit me. So what I've decided I'm going to do with these, I have this pair plus I have another pair I have another colorwork sock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this single sock when it's finished and the other single sock when it's finished. I'm going to put them on a nice sock blocker of some sort or other, and I'm going to hang it up on the wall. When these are done, it's going to become a piece of art. And it is a piece of art. This is so gorgeous. I'll block it once it's done, and I will put it onto a sock blocker, and I'm going to put it up for decoration in the apartment, in my craft room. And I'm going to do the same with the other colorwork sock I have. And then I think down the road what I might do is I might just make single colorwork socks. I never seem to be able to get them to work so that they fit me properly. As I've mentioned quite a few times before, I have big legs, large calves. I like shorter socks. Longer ones just, they're not going up my pudgy calf. So I typically tend to make shorter socks, or prefer shorter socks for wearing myself. But I enjoy doing the colorwork socks, and they look so gorgeous when they're done. So I think that's going to be what that, I'm like 99% sure, 'cause I can't see myself getting around to knitting the entire second sock on the Madeline socks on that pair. I think I will finish the one, call it a single sock piece of art. It'll just be a decorative thing for my home. And I think I might start, who knows, I might start up a bit of a collection of single socks that I will have for artwork. Who else would imagine and dream up using knitting for art? I think they'll look fantastic. So that's kind of my motivation to get that single little sock finished so that I can get it hung up and on display. And then I can look at it and admire how gorgeous it is. Because it is really, that pattern is so pretty. That design is so pretty. And other than that, I also have 2 works in mind that I want to start. I really should work on finishing those before I cast on anything else. I honestly have no business casting on anything new, but the temptation is strong. One of the things I would like to do is, I was watching Tommy from Moonstone Makes on her podcast the other day, and she's starting up a Halloween make-along. And I would love to take a skein of bare yarn and dye it in Halloween type colors and knit myself a pair of shorty socks. Like this sort of shorty socks, so the leg is only about yay high. I would do the yarn, or I would dye the yarn in black, purple, and orange. I might leave part of it white, so have like the 4 colors across the skein in like bigger blocks, or I might do it speckled and have different sections speckled with the different colors. I'm not sure yet. I'm not even 100% sure I will actually start this. That might just be wishful thinking. I also have to remember that in 11 days I'll be having surgery on my left hand, and I will be out of commission. I doubt I'll be able to knit for a good solid 2 weeks, and once I do start knitting again, it'll be a lot slower, and I will have to take a lot more breaks than I am even now. And even now I'm taking quite a few breaks. So as tempted as I am to do the Halloween socks, I don't know. I'm very tempted. Maybe I will just dye the yarn and have it ready for next year. That's an idea. I might do that. Maybe I'll try dyeing it using 2 different skeins. Maybe do one with the blocks of color and one with the speckles. Or maybe I'll just do purple and orange speckles. Stay tuned. I might have a new dyed yarn to show you next week. I should behave and stick with what I've got now and hopefully get these closer to completed before the 15th when I go in for hand surgery. We shall see. The other work in mind that I have, and this one I'm 99% sure I will cast this on. I will not finish it during the time period that it'll be out. Let me explain this a little better first. What I do want to cast on, which I'm 99% sure I will cast on, is the new upcoming Stephen West mystery knit along. He does a shawl mystery knit along every fall, every autumn. It starts usually the second week in October. This year, I believe the first clue comes out on October 8th. I'm going by memory here. It's early October, and I think it's October 8th or the 6th. Either way, it's early October. So I still have time to, I will have had over 2 weeks post hand surgery, and the stitches will be out by early October. I think I get the stitches out on the 4th or 5th of October. So the stitches will be out. I will be able to, I should be ready and able to start casting on when the pattern comes out. It's highly unlikely that I'll be able to keep up the pace and keep up with the clues as they come out week by week. Is it every week or every 2 weeks they come out? Either way, highly unlikely I'll keep up with it. I'll probably still be working on it in January, especially if I end up getting the second surgery sooner rather than later. We shall see. But I'm almost 100% sure I will be casting it on. I haven't bought the pattern yet, but I have contemplated yarn. And for this one, the pattern is called Shawlography. I think that's right. I'll put it down below. And it requires 5 skeins of fingering weight yarn. And a lot of the combinations I've seen have had 3 of them being where the first 3 are light, medium, and dark of much the same color, and then 2 variations or pops of color. And so I'm kind of thinking I might do 3 blues and then maybe a teal and a purpley color as the 2 pops, or I might do 3 grays and do like a teal and a blue, like a turquoise and a teal as the other 2. I don't know yet. I am considering dyeing my own yarn for this, but I also will go foraging through my existing stash because I've got oodles of yarn. But I don't know if I have 5 colors and 5 yarns that I already have that I think will work well together. That's the crux of it. I don't know if I already have 5 skeins that'll work together in fingering weight yarns. I do know I can create 5 of my own. Or I might do 4 colors and one of them just leave it bare. So I might do like the cream color, light to medium blue and a darker blue, and then 2 other pop. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the grays. I don't know. But I will be doing this one. I probably will buy the pattern later this weekend and have it all set and ready to go. I'm excited for it. I really enjoy doing his mystery patterns, and it's hit and miss whether I love the shawl or not. I've done 2 of them in the past. The first one, I can't remember what it was called. It's kind of a V shape. and I don't love it. I like it, but it's not my favorite. The second one that I did last year, it's right here. And again, I forget the name of it, was this one. And I love this shawl. I think it is just so gorgeous. And I love my choice of colors on this. This one used whole super soft. That's my other alternative. I might go through and I might order some whole super soft. And then I can, because I love the way these pinks play together. But what I might do is order some grays and blues, because these guys are nice together. Obviously, I'm using them in in a sweater right now. But if I did 3 grays or 3 blues with, I don't know. I have lots of time to think it over and lots of time to get ready for it. So stay tuned for that, because in early October you will see more about that. Because it's pretty much a done deal that I will be casting that on. I will not be able to keep up the pace, but I will cast on and I will plug along with it as best I can. So it's just, I just enjoy the fun of it. So otherwise, school is going well. We actually had classes in the afternoon were canceled on Wednesday. We had the remnants of the Hurricane Ida that hit in the southern part or the southeast part of the States that came through this area as well. I think it was a tropical depression by the time it got to our area, but it dropped a lot of rain here. I think it was over 6 inches of rain over the course of most of the day. Thankfully, it fell over a long period of time, so it didn't cause severe flooding here, as it did do in a lot of other areas where there was just massive flooding. So we were thankful for that. But because of there still were flash flood warnings in our area, so they decided to closed down the university just a little after lunchtime. So all classes that were to be held in the afternoon on Wednesday were canceled. So I wish they just canceled it first thing in the morning, but so we got packed up, I went to work, and then I came back home again. I could have stayed home all day, but I went to work, got sent home. It is what it is. So school's going well. I'm already behind schedule because we missed a day already, but that'll get we'll make that up. And what else? This morning we went to the farmer's market or the market, and we bought nothing healthy. My husband's not going to be home for evenings for the next 3 days, so like tonight, tomorrow, and Monday night. So I'm just going to make something quick, light, and easy for myself for suppers those nights. And so we didn't want to buy and stock up on a lot of fruit and veggies because we're not going to be home that much for the next few days. So I thought we don't want to waste it. So we went and had a regular breakfast, which is always fantastic, and just like sausage, egg, and cheese on a bun. But the sausage is really nice. It's homemade that he uses. It's like he starts with just ground sausage and makes the patties himself and cooks them there. So we had our breakfast and some peach tea to go with it. Just so good. Oh, it's so good. Then we were wandering around looking at some other things, and everyone's a part of, they have once or twice in the summer, they open up the farmers market they have what they call the kids market, and any kids from around this area that want to set up a table and sell stuff, they can. So they'll have kids there selling all kinds of things. So there was like a mom and her daughter, and the mom had made those towels with the loop on them, like the thing that goes over on your stove. So the mom had made those, and she had helped with the girl, and they'd made chocolate chip cookies. So they had a sample, so that was a clever idea. You could taste one of the cookies and then buy them. Oh my gosh, they were so good. So we bought a dozen cookies. We do not need a dozen cookies. Like, seriously, I do not need a dozen cookies in my house. There's not a dozen left now. I've eaten a few today. But, so we got cookies from one of the stands. And then when we were looking around at the end, and we were there a little bit late and things were a little bit slower because it was so busy there, we bumped into the woman who has the flower stand. And this is one thing I just love about the small town that we live in. She flagged us down to tell us that she was sold out of all her flowers for the day. Like, she recognized us, that we buy the little mini bouquet of flowers every week that we're there. We buy a little mini bouquet of flowers from her. And so she flagged us down to tell us that she had closed up shop for the day, but there was one little bouquet still there, and she said, just go around. She said, just go and grab it. It's yours. And so my husband went to go in his pocket and get she only charges us $2 for them. He went into his pocket to get the money to pay her for it, and she wouldn't take our money for this little bouquet of flowers. So we went around there, and sure enough, there was just one little bouquet of flowers still sitting in. She has them on like a glass display with these little suction cup things on there. So I just bought the one container ages ago, and we just buy the flower refill for each week. So we just went and we just plucked the little bouquet out of the container that was sitting there. So she wouldn't take the money for it. But as I love about our little town is that she recognized us and knew that we buy these flowers every week, and she made a point of telling us to go and get the flowers. So I thought that was just so sweet. And so it's just so pretty. And then we looked around a little bit more, and we went and bought a couple things of birdseed. They're the ones that are they're in like a formed shape that you hang up. There's a little ribbon on it, so you just hang it up someplace and the birds can pull at it. So we bought a couple of those. I think they were 2 for $5. So I thought, oh, they're adorable. So we thought, we'll get those and we'll put them out for our little, we call them our little piggy birds because they eat so much. And we just have a couple little bird feeders just on the little front balcony outside here, so I can sit at the computer where I'm usually working on stuff or knitting, and I can look out the window and see all the little birds eating. Nothing exotic, there's mostly sparrows. Sparrows and finches, but that's so much fun watching them. So we have these 2 new feeders that we'll put up there later today or tomorrow. And we also bought a peach pie. See what I mean? We didn't buy anything healthy. The birds, okay, the bird food's probably healthy for them, but we bought pie and cookies. And we had bought a peach pie from this woman a while back. It was just a little 6-inch pie. This one is a full-size pie. And so we got the pie. We picked up a pie today. So I'm excited when the hubby gets home this evening. We're going to have, I want pie for dessert tonight. I was going to have soup for supper in a little bit, but I'm going to have pie for dessert tonight when he gets home. And otherwise, I think that's about all for this week. I will be back next week. It'll be the last Saturday I'll get to podcast before I get my hand surgery done. Although the week after I have surgery done, I'll still have some knitting from up until Wednesday morning. And so I'll probably still have something to show you the following week as well. And then I will figure out what I'm going to do in terms of videos for the subsequent weeks, because I won't have knitting progress to show you or crafting project progress to show you. Might go through my stash and see if I can figure out if I have suitable yarn to make the Shawlography, or I might just film that. I'm also probably going to do a little bit of footage of my hand. I'm probably going to do that, where I will just film what the healing is looking like. So if it's something that people are interested in watching, that's cool. If not, there will be like video of like the stitches and what it looks like. And I particularly want to film it day by day so I can document the healing process. When I had my thumb and my pinky done earlier, I took a few pictures here and there during the healing process, but I am curious to just do a quick little video each day of it. The first few days there won't be much to see because it'll be bandaged. It'll have like a big bandage on it. But that is something that I will be videotaping and potentially posting on here in case anyone's interested in seeing that. If you are interested in seeing that, let me know down in the comments below. Or if it's something that you're just like, ooh, yuck, I don't want to see stitches and surgical. No, I don't want to see that. Just let me know down there. And either way, if I do post them, it will have a warning on there so that people that don't want to see what it looks like with the bandages off. It's not ugly and gory or anything like that. It won't be. But some people just don't like looking at stuff like that. Doesn't bother me, but I know there are a lot of people that they're squeamish. They don't want to see that nonsense. So I'm conscious of that. So that's something else I might do, and that probably the video won't show up until once all the healing is done. Although I might do a couple shorter videos here and there along the way. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So I think that's about it. I think I've rambled on long enough. I'm going to get going and keep working on my sleeve on Damiaka Lopa and see if I can at least get one of the sleeves done soon, and see how long it takes me to hopefully get both the sleeves done. I'd love to have it done so that I can get it steeked to do the button bands before surgery, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm not sure if I'll get that far on it. We'll see. We shall see. So next week Monday is off, so I don't have to go on to campus. I don't have classes on Monday. I do have grading that I need to get onto already. So I will get on that. I'll probably work on that on Monday. But otherwise, that's about it. I'm starting to ramble and talk about all kinds of nonsense now. So I will let you go, and I will see you guys in a week. Bye now.